So now you've figured out that you have a child who is sensitive and empath or intuitive. If you're still a little unsure, go back and watch the last video. Now, how to parent and relate to children like this. One of the most important things is listen to them. I know that seems oversimple, but truly, oftentimes people override or ignore when a child is telling them something because it seems silly, or you don't get it, or you think they're just making shit up. But listen and let them talk all the way through and explain to you what they are feeling, what they're seeing, what they're experiencing. It will really help them in their learning how to process and feel their emotions, and also feel validated in what they're experiencing. One really important thing to know about having a child who is highly sensitive is that you can't punish them in the same way that you would maybe even with your other children. And this is sometimes hard for parents to understand if they are not empaths or intuitives or highly sensitive. These kind of children are going to internalize everything that you say to them. So parents often find it really easy to parent a child like this, in that they're constantly trying to please you. They're feeling everything you feel. They're internalizing every time you tell them that they did something bad. It's a really big deal. They might feel as if you're screaming at them, or you're super angry, when really maybe you're just saying, hey, that wasn't cool. You got to do this way. So be sure to be calm. Let yourself get your emotions under control before you come and talk to your child about whatever it is that you want them to amend in their behavior. You probably don't need to have the extreme kind of punishment, because everything to them already feels so big. When you have a child that is an empath, a feeler, highly sensitive, they're taking on so much of what you're feeling. So it's really important that you show them that emotions are okay. You show them in your actions how to process your emotions. If you don't have great skills for that, it's okay. You are part of the vast majority of humans, for sure. Go get some, please. I remember so clearly being a small child and coming into the kitchen, and my mom was crying, and she would say to me, I just needed a good cry. Oh my gosh, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? And of course I need to fix it because I'm an empath. And she would say, I just needed a good cry. So she was showing me that this was a good thing. She was letting out emotion. It was a good thing. Oh, okay. Mom just needed a good cry. Now she's okay. So I really learned from an early age, thank you, Mom, that emotions aren't necessarily a bad thing. Even though the rest of the world was telling me that subtly, because that's what society does, I was learning, at least from one person, that emotions aren't bad or something to be afraid of, or made to feel like you're less than because you've got them. Also, when you have a child who is this sensitive, be aware that they are going to assume everything is their fault. And this is not because they are silly or weak or stupid, but when we're really small children, we only have the understanding of ourselves. Really small children, of course. You start to, as I don't know, I mean, maybe 4 or 5 or something, you start to figure out that other people are also the center of their reality. Maybe that happens a little later. Maybe it's into adulthood for a few people. But when we're really young, we assume that everything pertains to us. So when you are a child who's really sensitive and you can feel your parent is angry or upset or having a bad day, you assume it's because of something you did. So it's really important to tell your child what you've got going on, not the story, but, oh, Mom or Dad is having a hard day today, but it's not your fault, and it's okay. I got this. They're probably going to want to fix everything for you. Don't let them. Empaths and highly sensitive beings are often the ones that everybody tells everything to, everyone confides in. And it's easy for them to sometimes even become the dumping grounds because they want to help everybody. So let them know it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. It's okay for me to have a bad day, and tomorrow I'm going to have a good day. I got this. I'm taking care of it. I'm the grown up. You don't have to fix it. And you might have to reinforce that from time to time because they're going to want to try to cheer you up all the time. They're going to want to try to take it all on. When you have a child that's really sensitive to energy and people and emotions, never, never, never force them into circumstances that they are uncomfortable with. It doesn't mean that you don't encourage them. If there is something that they don't want to do, you don't just let them make up their minds that they never want to go to school again, but listen to what's going on. Listen to what the problems are, what they're feeling uncomfortable with. They probably are going to have a hard time putting it into words, so you might have to siphon or sift through what they're saying to try to figure out what's going on. And ask them, what would make you feel comfortable to go on this trip? How can we make you feel comfortable? How can we make you feel good to go do this thing we need to do? I know that going to the dentist feels scary and overwhelming. What would make you feel comfortable? Do you want to take your stuffed bear with you? Do you want me to hold your hand? How can we do this in a way that's going to make you feel more safe and comfortable? And talk them through it. This is a great skill for them to learn. You don't want them to grow up and be adults that just never go do anything that's uncomfortable, but you also don't want them to feel like they have to get forced into everything, because what might seem like a really small deal to you might be a really big deal to them. If you have children who take on a bunch of energy and are sensing there's something in the house or there's something going on, there are skills and tools you can teach them or you can guide them through for how to deal with it once they've taken all this energy on. So that's what we're going to hit in the next 3 videos.